The world is strange and mysterious, full of unexplained phenomena and bizarre events. Countless stories of strange occurrences have left people scratching their heads in confusion. But what happens when these events are caught on camera? The resulting footage can be both fascinating and unsettling. In this video, we'll explore 20 times people didn't know a camera was watching. Number 1. Mechanic taking a client's car for a spin. Wednesday morning started off like any other for Michael. He dropped off his beloved car at the auto repair shop after hearing strange noises from the engine. Despite being a loyal shop customer for years, he took extra precautions this time. With his trusty dash cam mounted on the dashboard, Michael had no idea what he was about to uncover. As he watched the video later, his jaw dropped in disbelief. The mechanics had pulled off an 11-minute complete overhaul of his car. It was like they were superheroes, but without the capes. But that wasn't even the craziest part. The mechanics took his car for a spin like they were auditioning for the next Fast and Furious movie. They cruised through the neighborhood like kings of the road and even made a pit stop at Wendy's for some ice cream. Michael couldn't believe his eyes as he watched his precious ride careening around corners like it was in a Grand Prix race. The mechanics may have thought they were getting away with it, but Michael had the evidence on tape. It was like an episode of CSI. Number 2. Bear waking a sleeping man. Matthew Beat thought he was having a lazy Sunday afternoon, basking in the sun by his pool and enjoying much-needed relaxation. But little did he know that he was about to become the star of an unexpected encounter with an unlikely visitor, a bear. The curious black bear had wandered into Beat's backyard through an open gate, searching for something to quench its thirst. And what better place to get a refreshing drink than from Beat's pool? The bear sauntered over, took a long sip, and noticed Beat snoozing in his chair. But this was no ordinary nap. As the bear approached, it sniffed Beat's foot and gave it a gentle tap. Beat jolted awake, startled by the unexpected visitor, and the bear scampered off into the woods. Thankfully, the encounter was caught on camera and has since gone viral on social media. Beat's unexpected guest has become a sensation, with people being amazed by the bear's boldness and Beat's calmness in the face of danger. Who knew that a lazy Sunday afternoon could become a lifetime adventure? Beat certainly didn't expect to have a bear visit his backyard, but he's certainly glad he did. And now he'll have a story to tell for years. Number 3. Angel comes to the rescue. In a stunning turn of events, a traffic camera in Asia has recorded what can only be described as a miracle. This mind-boggling event will make even the most skeptical viewer believe in the impossible. The footage starts like any other traffic camera recording, but things quickly take an extraordinary turn. A large truck hurtles towards a motorbike rider who seems oblivious to the danger ahead. Something amazing happens when it looks like a tragedy is about to unfold. Out of nowhere, a figure appears and teleports the biker to safety. Yeah, you read that right. A figure, which can only be described as an angel, teleports the biker to a safe distance, just a few meters away. This extraordinary event will make you question everything you know to be accurate and believe anything is possible. Number 4. Doorbell ghost. We've got another spooky encounter caught on camera, and this one's called us scratching our heads in disbelief. It all went down in a quiet suburb in Canada when Mrs. Pitikoska's dog started acting up, barking and running towards the door. She thought nothing of it until she peered out of the window to find no one there. But when she reviewed her security footage, she saw something that made her blood run cold. On the bench in front of her house, there was a mysterious figure facing her door. What's more, the bench was given to her by a neighbor shortly before his death. Is it a coincidence or something more sinister at play? Some naysayers have suggested that the figure might have been an insect or a plastic bag, but we know better. Could it be a ghost or an angel or perhaps something more otherworldly? Mrs. Pitikoska remains skeptical, but we've got our eyes on this. Who knows what secrets this footage might reveal? Number 5. Angry ghost at a 200-year-old school. If you've thought you'd seen it all, think again. A viral video shows spine-chilling paranormal activity in Deer Park, CBS. The oldest school in Cork City, Ireland. In the footage released by the school's principal, Aaron Wolfe, objects fly across the hall, doors slam shut with no one in sight, and a wet floor sign floats eerily before crashing. The video was left viewers perplexed and trying to figure out what caused such bizarre activity in the school. Some have suggested it might be supernatural activity, while others remain skeptical and suspect it could just be a prank. but Principal Wolf assures that the incident is actual, and the motion sensors confirm it. Regardless of what caused this strange activity, one thing is for sure: the footage is guaranteed to send shivers down your spine. Number 6. Midnight Clowns. If you're not a fan of clowns, this Ring doorbell camera footage will surely fright you. The video shows a creepy clown lurking at someone's doorstep, peering inside and vanishing into the night. But that's not the only bizarre thing about this footage. Adult trick-or-treaters also appear, giving off an ominous vibe that leaves you questioning their intentions. And if you think it was just an early Halloween prank, think again. This footage was recorded on October 27, 2018, just a few days before Halloween, which only adds to the spookiness of it all. Viewers of the video have had a mixed response, with some comparing the clowns to Pennywise from Stephen King's It, while others are reminded of the 1988 horror comedy film Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Number 7. Ronald Reagan Parody. It was New Year's Eve, and Danielle Yancey and her husband Bart were ready to welcome the new year with open arms. But little did they know that a shocking surprise awaited them on their back patio in Vestavia Hills, Alabama. As they looked outside, they saw a masked man wearing a Ronald Reagan mask with a sock on his genitals. What the? The bizarre incident was caught on the couple's security camera, and they took to Facebook to share the footage, hoping to identify the culprit. Days later, the masked man returned to apologize and explained that it was just a prank, and he and his friends had done this before. They were looking for some New Year's Eve laughs, but got caught on camera instead. Yancey forgave the masked man, but the incident left her feeling spooked and uneasy. As the old saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. In this case, it's worth 1,000 denials. But this wasn't the only strange occurrence in the neighborhood that night. According to Vestavia Hills Police Lieutenant Kevin York, another call was received about a streaker in a nearby neighborhood, suggesting that Yancey's home was just one of the many targets for opportunity for these pranksters. Number 8. Delicious Doorbells. This next one's a real doozy. The tale makes you want to double-check your locks and hide under the covers. We're talking about a man who spent nearly 3 hours licking a stranger's intercom system. Yeah, you heard that correctly. The story gets only weirder from there. The Duggan family of Salinas, California was surprised when they checked their doorbell camera footage one morning. At first, they thought that their son was returning home from his graveyard shift, but as they watched the video, they realized it was a complete stranger. And not just any stranger. This man was enthusiastically licking their intercom system like a lollipop. Naturally, the family was super creeped out and shared the footage on social media to try and identify the #doorbell licker. The video quickly went viral, with people nationwide joining in on the hunt for this bizarre intruder. Thankfully, justice was eventually served when the police could track down the culprit. Roberto Arroyo was arrested, partly thanks to the DNA he left behind on the intercom. Number 9. Shopping Center Shortcut. James Kinsella from Bootle, England, needed speed that couldn't wait. In a desperate attempt to beat traffic, Kinsella took a shortcut through a busy shopping center, creating chaos in his wake. His reckless maneuvering caught the attention of authorities, who soon dispatched a police helicopter to join the pursuit, but Kinsella wasn't about to go down without a fight. He weaved his way past shoppers, dodged security guards, and narrowly avoided collisions with everything in his path. It was a heart-stopping spectacle that stunned everyone in the shopping center, wondering what they had just witnessed. Was this a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster? Despite his valiant efforts, Kinsella's daring escapade ended when the police finally caught up with him. He was slapped with a 12-month jail sentence and banned from using the roads for 3 years. Number 10. Doggy Driving. Get ready to hold your sides and laugh out loud, because this video is the ultimate doggone crime caper that even the great Detective Sherlock Holmes would have been stumped by. It's not unusual for a curious pup to explore its surroundings, but Titan here takes things to a new level when he takes a joyride in a golf cart. The result? A hilarious and shocking crash into his owner's car. The family behind the now viral video shared their side-splitting clip on TikTok under the handle "Living the Drift Life." They admit their initial thought was that their children had committed the mischief. However, the truth was uncovered thanks to their trusty security camera, and we witnessed the comical incident ourselves. The video opens with Titan investigating the golf cart until he climbs aboard. Suddenly, the cart takes off, swerving and turning around, heading straight towards the family's parked car. But what makes the video an instant classic is Titan's reaction. After crashing into the car, he coolly exits the vehicle as if he'd just finished an exhilarating joyride and just trots away. It's comedy gold. Number 11. Cash on the Highway. Money raining from the sky? Yeah, it happened, and it wasn't just a scene from a blockbuster movie. A bizarre incident occurred in Atlanta when an armored Garda truck side's door opened while traveling on the highway and out flew around $175,000 in bills, turning the skies into a fluttering swirl of cash. People driving by couldn't believe their eyes as the bills spread across the interstate. Some commuters even stopped their cars in the middle of the road to scoop up the bills from the pavement, while others parked on the shoulder and loaded their arms with free money. Who wouldn't want to get a fistful of cash just like that? Of course, the police had to intervene to manage this chaos, but they were too late. People had already collected the bills and returned to their vehicles. The police then urged the lucky folks to return the cash or face theft charges. Only some days you get the chance to grab money off the ground, so unsurprisingly, most people kept the cash they collected. However, it was reported that only a small amount of the money had been returned, and the rest remained with those who got lucky that day. Number 12. Doobie on the driveway. In the quiet suburb of Colorado, Vivian Gomez was in for a shock when she checked the footage from her security camera. What she saw was something out of this world. The video captured a strange creature walking through her driveway. It was like nothing she had ever seen. The video quickly went viral and social media users were excitedly buzzing. Everyone had a theory about this strange creature, with many saying it looked like Dobby, the beloved elf from the Harry Potter series. Others were convinced it was a creature from another planet, and the video proved that we were not alone in the universe. In the video, the creature moves with a peculiar gait, almost like skipping, and its long arms and legs flail around as it moves. It's a wonder to behold, and many who have seen the footage can't help but feel a sense of awe and wonder. Despite the humor and speculation surrounding the video, the mystery of what the creature could remain. Some speculate it could be a person dressed up in a costume, while others believe it could be a hoax. But no matter what the truth is, there's no denying that this strange and unusual creature has captured the imagination of people worldwide. Number 13. Sewage rains and traffic. It was just another day on the bustling streets of Moscow until a sewage truck had an explosive accident that caused a massive mess and was captured by a dashcam that has since gone viral. The unsuspecting driver minded their business, waiting patiently behind the large tanker truck as it idled at a red light. But suddenly, the truck burst open like a piñata at a child's birthday party, unleashing a river of sewage onto the road and nearby vehicles. The dashcam footage shows the moment of the eruption as a torrent of raw sewage cascades onto the road, splashing onto other cars and buses that are desperately trying to swerve out of the way. The smell of the explosion must have been unbearable, as the unfortunate drivers caught in the middle of this mess must have thought that they were living in a nightmare. The exact cause of the explosion remains unknown, but some speculate that it might have been caused by a buildup of pressure inside the tanker. Whatever the cause, the explosion's aftermath was nothing short of a disaster zone. The tanker appeared to be leaking sewage everywhere, creating a river of filth that other cars had to navigate with great difficulty. The driver recording the footage managed to escape the scene, but it's unclear how the tanker was eventually removed from the middle of the road. One thing is for sure, this incident will not be forgotten anytime soon, and it's a reminder that sometimes life can be messier than we ever thought possible. Number 14. Child frustrating nanny. Every parent's worst nightmare is hiring a nanny who mistreats their children. Bridget thought she had found the perfect solution to balance work and motherhood, but the shocking truth revealed itself in the nanny cam she installed. What she saw was something no mother should ever have to witness. Lisa, the first nanny she hired, couldn't handle the behavior of Bridget's daughter Marie and quit after only a few weeks. Bridget was shocked, but didn't give it much thought. However, when 6 more nannies left for the same reason, Bridget knew she needed to take action. The footage from the nanny cams revealed a side of Marie that Bridget had never seen before. She was rude and defiant and acted like she was the boss of the nannies. It was clear that Marie was the reason for their departure, and Bridget was horrified by her daughter's behavior. She sat Marie down for a talk, but what Marie said next left Bridget speechless. Marie thought that since they paid the nannies, she was their boss. Bridget couldn't believe that she was hearing this, and she watched the footage. She realized Marie had been manipulating the nannies all along. This was a wake-up call for old Bridget. She knew she needed to be more present in her daughter's life. She vowed to be a better mother, but it was a lesson learned the hard way. Number 15. Highway turned runway. When pilot Craig Gifford took off in his Balancia Viking aircraft, he had no idea that his flight would end in a way that defied logic. But when the engine suddenly failed, Gifford knew he had to act fast to avoid a crash. And act fast he did. As Gifford scanned the area for a safe landing spot, his eyes fell upon a stretch of highway in Minnesota. It wasn't the runway he had hoped for, but he decided it was his only option. The footage shows Gifford's plane coming in low and fast over the highway, joining the few stunned drivers. One of those drivers was Brittany Urich, who couldn't believe what she saw. She was behind the wheel of her SUV when the plane touched down in the lane next to her. The video shows the aircraft's right wing clipping Urich's vehicle, causing the two vehicles to spin and collide with each other before coming to a stop. Urich emerged from the incident without a scratch, and Gifford and his passenger were unharmed as well. It was a harrowing experience, to say the least, but it could have been so much worse. For Gifford, it was the moment that he will never ever forget. But he reflects on the experience. He is grateful for the outcome. It's not every day that a plane lands on a highway, but when it does, you better hope that there are drivers like Urich who can keep their cool in the face of the unexpected. Number 16. Creepy men in suit. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie as strange men in suits appear out of nowhere on a deserted road in the dead of night. The footage shows a car driving down a quiet road when suddenly a group of people dressed in black suits carrying briefcases and ominous-looking sticks cross the road right in front of the car. But it's not the weirdest part. As soon as they cross, they sprint away from the vehicle, disappearing into the bushes. When you think about it, it couldn't get any weirder. The camera pans to show even more people dressed in black suits lurking in the bushes, their movements almost robotic. And if that wasn't creepy enough, the video ends with a glimpse of someone wearing a red demon mask. The video has been causing a stir on the internet, leaving people wondering what is going on. Is this some bizarre experiment or a government conspiracy? Some believe these strange men in suits could be aliens, while others think it might be a cult ritual. One thing's for sure, though, it's a mystery that has captivated the internet and sparked some intense speculation. Number 17. Rainbow Drive-Thru. A photographer from Winston-Salem, Caitlin Sebastian, may have just discovered the secret to finding a pot of gold. While driving on Interstate 85 with her fiancé and friend Tony Embler, they stumbled upon the end of a rainbow. Yeah, you read that right, the end of a rainbow, a sight that we usually see only in fairy tales. As they drove up a slight hill, they heard a thunderous sound, and when it appeared, a magnificent rainbow with colors beyond their imagination. It was a rainbow with pink, blue, yellow, and purple, so bright colors that they might have their own names. Caitlin and her companions were in complete awe and quickly pulled over to capture the moment on camera. The rainbow's end was what we can only describe as pure magic. Caitlin and her friends searched for a pot of gold or a yellow brick road, but they found something even more valuable, the experience of seeing the end of a rainbow. As they drove towards the rainbow's end, the colors faded. This is completely normal as rainbows are formed when sunlight hits raindrops and refracts the light into our eyes. The angle at which we see the rainbow determines where the end of it appears to be. So as we move closer to the rainbow, the angle changes and the end seems to disappear. Number 18. Jumping Bobcat. You won't believe what happened when one family in Northport decided to take a dip in their backyard pool. As they lounged by the water, they were suddenly greeted by an unexpected guest, a wild bobcat. Michelle Kelling and her family couldn't believe their eyes as a graceful animal strolled along the fence line toward a nearby tree. But the real show began when the bobcat decided to show off its acrobatic skills and began to climb the tree like a pro. Kelling couldn't resist capturing the jaw-dropping moment on her phone, and she was not disappointed. The bobcat leaped and climbed easily, leaving the family in awe of its strength and agility. As the bobcat disappeared from view, the family couldn't help but wonder where it went next. Was it off to catch its next prey or explore the nearby woods? One thing was for sure, this was a moment they would never forget. And to think this incredible encounter happened right in their own backyard. While bobcats are native to Florida, sightings of these magnificent creatures are still a rare and special treat. Number 19. Raining Rocks. Imagine taking a leisurely drive through the gorgeous landscape of Taiwan, soaking in the breathtaking scenery, and then suddenly having to dodge falling rocks like a scene from an action movie. That's exactly what happened to one brave driver. As they drove down a picturesque road, the driver noticed a warning sign indicating falling rocks, but thought nothing of it. Suddenly, a monstrous boulder came crashing down the cliffside and straight onto their path. In a heart-pounding moment, they swerved to avoid the deadly boulder, narrowly escaping with their life. Shaken and in disbelief, they pulled over to the side of the road to collect themselves. Looking up at the towering cliff, they couldn't believe that a rock that size had come hurtling down towards them. They were overcome with fear and gratitude, realizing how quickly their life could have ended that day. The experience left the driver so shaken, but also more aware of the potential dangers on the road. They continued on their journey, now vigilant and cautious, looking for any potential hazards that may come their way. Number 20. Dancing Deputy. Not every day you see a Colorado deputy busting a move like a pro. Deputy Tony Sherb of El Paso County Sheriff's Office, who served for 29 years, celebrated his retirement by letting loose and dancing like nobody was watching. But as it turns out, everybody was watching, and they loved it.
Watch me, nay-nay. Why me do it? Now watch me whip. Kill it. Watch me, nay-nay. Okay.
The 3-minute video of Sherb's dance party, set to the catchy tune of Silencio's Watch Me, has gone viral with more than 3 million views, and it's easy to see why. Sherb himself starts by lip-syncing and shimmying, but his female colleague soon joins in. With some coaxing, they start doing the stanky leg together, while Sherb salutes the boss and tries to act casually. But the moment their boss steps out of the elevator, Sherb lets loose and starts gyrating his hips from side to side. And when a third member of the police department joins in, the elevator officially becomes a dance party, complete with dramatic leans and swaying arms. Even Sheriff Bill Elder couldn't resist joining in on the fun, and the video was released as a tribute to Sherb's dedication to his job. It's clear that even after nearly 3 decades of being, quote, highly professional, Sherb knows how to have a good time. We hope you know now that there is always a possibility of a camera lurking somewhere and capturing your activity. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below.